It's Dawn here, back for the second time in one day. Look, we're gonna make another card. This is a new pop-up card. It's simple, it's not easy. It's not a beginner card, but if we take it step by step, I think even a beginner could learn how to make this, but you're gonna enjoy this. So I'm very excited to share it with you. I'll open this up and show you the secret stuff when I put you down to craft. So are you ready? We are celebrating, in case you weren't with me on my first video, we're celebrating World Card Making today. I'm Dawn Davis, DD Creates Crafts, and I do these videos to introduce myself to you, to cross my fingers, say a prayer, you'll subscribe to my channel, and introduce you to a new technique or a new project with each video, which is once a week. Except for today, where we're doing 5 in one day. What? Let's get crafting, you guys. Let me set you up. All right, let me make sure I'm looking here. All right, is that pretty good, pretty good? This card, I made it a birthday card. It's still kind of a fall theme with the neutrals. Check it out. I'm gonna hold it up to you. Look, so here's the side of it. So we do have a mechanism. This is what it looks like, just looking straight down at it. And close, open, stinking cute, right? So anyway, I'm gonna show you how to make this. Now, if you watch the first video, we started with the 11 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. When I cut it in half, excuse me, please, I cut it at 11 by 4 1/4. So do the math, that actually leaves us with 2 base cards once it's cut in half. So that's what it gave me. If you were with me on the last video, this was the first pop-up card we made. Super simple, great for beginners. So now I've got this other piece that I'm gonna use for the base as well. So I wanted to share that with you. We're wasting nothing. So this is our base. I scored it at 5 1/2. So that gives us our A2 dimensions, 4 1/4, all right, 4 1/4, 5 1/2, 4 1/4. What? All right, so that is our step 1. Step 2, I'm gonna put this aside and we are gonna work on the pop-up mechanism. So let me get all my goodies out. And for the pop-up mechanism, you're going to need a basic piece of paper. You want the same color to match your base. So if you're using white, use a white mechanism. If you're using red, make a red mechanism. So black and black are my chosen colors. Black is so stinking sharp. So the pop-up mechanism, this is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Now what we're gonna do is score it. So holding it length, let me make sure. All right, we're gonna hold it with the short side to score it. What would that be, diagonally? So we are gonna score it at, we're gonna come in just at 3/4 of 1 inch. Scoring just means we're pressing a little crease into the cardstock to make it easier for us to fold. That was 3/4. We're gonna move up to 1 1/2. Now we're gonna move up to 2 1/4. Get up there, 2 1/4. There we go. Another crease, and then we're gonna finish this off at 3 inches. After 4 o'clock, I will put all the measurements in the comment section to make it easier for you. So now we've got the folds for our mechanism. What I want you to do is fold, 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 just so we can see where our creases are. And then what I want you to do is burnish each crease because we want a super crisp fold line. And yep, I'm gonna do it on both sides. Now let's do this little baby line next, fold crease. Let's move on to our third one. And here's our last one. All right, very good. We did a good job. Now we're gonna put adhesive of some type. I am going to use the tear and tape. It's nice and strong because this is one project we really don't want coming apart because the mechanism is the whole card. I'm gonna put one more strip down. I just wanna get my little backing off the adhesive, and I'm gonna put one more baby strip if it doesn't stick to my hand. And tear this up. Now, to make it super simple, you can fold on any of the creases. I just did this, and then this particular crease, you just close it. So it doesn't matter which fold, you just want to make sure. Now, the main thing, let me see, let me grab one. The main thing is to put your adhesive on the littlest strip. What is that, like I don't even know what's one we made it, but it works out to, I think that's about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bigger, and then fold it so that, say that's on the outside, the adhesive, when you fold it to adhere it, you now have a seam, a beautiful seam, but it's all on the inside, all right? So now we have formed our box. Can you see that? Now I want to share with you a little secret tip. Choose which is going to be the bottom. For me, it's going to be this, because see, there's our seam. As nice as that looks, it's still the bottom. So I'm going to put a B, let's just write bottom, because it's not going to show. Then let's get our card. So we know that's going to be glued to the bottom. And so this is our back. So we have a bottom and a back. And before we adhere that down, let's put our mechanism aside for now because we're going to do some decorating. So step 3, we're going to decorate the inside of the card first. Come on, little leaf. There he is. Put that over there. Decorate the inside of the card first. Let me make sure. So I'm going to start with this little white piece. The white piece for the inside is, there I go, 4 by 5 1/4. And the decorative piece for the inside, guess what, is 4 by 5 1/4. And the outside decorative piece, guess what, is 4 by 5 1/4. So we have 3 different pieces of cardstock that are literally 4 by 5 1/4. So the bottom one's going to go here. It's going to be where we write the sentiment when we send our card. And you can see this is going to go under the mechanism, which is why we're going to decorate this first. And then I think I was going to do that on the inside. I got to figure out which of which I was going to do. I think yes. Now I don't remember. How sad is that? Okay, I'm going to put, you can use a piece of cardstock. I'm going to use a piece of ribbon to just decorate the bottom little bitty bit of my cardstock. So let me put a little glue dot and adhere down my ribbon. And I'm going to eyeball it because I want it pretty even, a straight line, right? So let me come back with a glue dot, because if I just eyeball this, the glue dot's going to go like somewhere I don't want it. We just know it's going to. So now the base card's got this pretty ribbon, and we can then stamp it. We can then, I see a little messy. Might have to stick a sequin on it. Is that, oh, it's just dust. I'm so grateful. Okay, I am so grateful. So this side, it'd be nice. We could stamp a sentiment here. Let me see, maybe we will. We could do red, maybe the, see, is this my real red? How lucky am I? All right, I had this all set up, but, oh, I'm scared to move that. Okay. I'm just going to live dangerously. So I want to, I'll get this in the camera, I promise. I want to make sure, and I'm going to put it on that corner. So you see with the Stamparatus, you can, here they are, line up any, whoa, Nelly. That happened to me once, and I pinched my fingers so hard, it was like, I saw stars. I literally saw stars. Okay, so I'm going to do this inside little guy in red. Oh, see, that is not pretty at all. So the beauty of having a Stamparatus or a Misty is you can come back, add some more ink, and do it again. So maybe I didn't put enough pressure, maybe I didn't put enough ink. We don't know, and it doesn't matter because we get to do it again. It's positioned, it won't mess anything up, and we're good to go. Let me get my towel, dry up my hot little mess, because we are going to use this again. All right, carefully, carefully. Put that aside because, yes, indeedy, I'm going to line this back up, and I think I had it right there, but I want to double check. No, that sure wasn't it. This will say, yeah, there I go. This will save us time. Well, you know what? We might as well do it right now since I'm doing it. All right, we are going, but I want to use black ink because this is going to go on the outside, and black just gives the beautiful dramatic impact that we want. And you can see, let me bring it over for you. With the red, it's matchy, but wait till you see how beautifully the black, it just adds that pop, and it gives it that, makes it that center of attention. And this is actually going on the outside of the card. But I thought I'd go ahead and stamp it while I had everything in place and out. I'm going to interrupt myself and teach you this trick I meant to teach you in the other video. This is about the third time I've done it. I die cut this label, die cut the same label in the black because I love black and want it to pop. I'm literally going to cut this label in half, and I'm going to adhere one on each side because look at that. It adds this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous border to the outside of our white sentiment, which with white, yeah, we need the white or ivory for, is that this side? Yeah. To stamp and have our sentiment show real good, but sometimes the white just gets lost in translation. It's not dark enough to sit. So I felt like if we add a little baby border to just the edges, it's going to help make the white just pop. And by using glue, watch this, I'm going to flip it over. I can eyeball it to make sure my sides are pretty even Steven. Go in a little bitty bit. That's pretty good. Give it a little pinch, and I'll show you the back. And there's the back. So literally, you've increased the size of your sentiment. You've added a border to the sentiment, and it's good to go when we decorate the front, all right? So I'm going to put that to the side. And if I forget, you must remind me I put it to the side. Okay, now what I want to do is adhere this down before we put our mechanism on. So what step are we on? We are on step 3, which is decorating the inside of the card. I just took you off track a little bit, which I tend to do even to myself. But I felt like if I took you step by step, even if this felt, oh my gosh, look you guys, I got some ink on it. What? What the what? You know what we do with that? We disguise it. We put sequins or decorations on it. Sometimes this will erase it, and if it's light, it'll lighten it. It won't erase it. All right. I'm bugging myself that happened, but I will put a little, ooh, I know exactly what I'll put on it. Hey, hey, hey. I'm going to slap a little snowflake. And that's the beauty of embellishments and such, because when a boo-boo happens, and it probably smeared, I don't know, I'm going to guess from the Stamparatus. Sometimes it gets on my hand, the ink, and smears, but there, I covered it up, so we're good to go. Now for the outside of the card, oh no, inside still, I apologize. I felt like, am I doing this one or this one? Yep, I'm going to do this side. Yep, it'll be too busy. I just made my own decision. It's flip side, see? So I'm going to use the snowflakes on the outside and use this side on the inside. All of a sudden, I felt like the snowflakes will be a little too busy and take away from our reindeer. So again, I'm going to put this on the top inside. Now, let me show you real quick while I'm thinking about it. This first one, I did not put one on the top. So this is optional. It's not a have to. As you can see here, I didn't do one at all. I only put the white for the sentiment. So this is optional. I'm loving it. So let's bring our mechanism back. Do we want to decorate the top yet? No. Let's do our mechanism. So this says back, so I know this is the bottom, but see my seam? I'm going to make sure, I'm going to make sure it goes to the back so that on the open it doesn't show at all. Now when I adhere it down, you see our fold right there? It's just a hair above the white. Do not put your mechanism glued to that. You want to be just a hair on the inside of it, closer to the white of your card. Now for my comfort zone, I am going to use more tear and tape. You absolutely can use glue. You absolutely can use tape runners if they're strong, because these heifers, we do not want them coming apart. When we take the time to make a beautiful card, we want to know it's going to survive the mail and survive humidity. And because this is special, it's a mechanism, and it's this is the whole card, our whole technique for the card. We want the recipient to appreciate it by it not having come apart. All right, so now it's the bottom. All right, why am I messing myself up? Back and bottom. Oh, it was my writing, so work with me here. So I'm going to be very careful. There's my crease lines. I'm just going to watch it real, eyeball it. I'm coming close, but I'm not touching. So now I want to make sure that's adhering down pretty good. Now there's the back, so we're going to glue the back to this side, to the top. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and use my tear and tape. You can use any adhesive, you guys. You can use your glue. You can use your tape runner. Just if you're using a tape runner, make sure it's one with really strong adhesive. Yeah, there I go. Sometimes fingernails just won't cut it. So that's the back. The bottom is down. It's just inside, as you can see. I'm going to hold this up a little more. Can you see that? The crease right there? So now I'm going to hold it and fold my whole card closed. I see a little bit of my adhesive hanging out, and he shouldn't be hanging out. So we're going to get rid of him. All right, now we're done. Look at that. Our mechanism is in place. Our card is ready. Before I do the inside, I am going to decorate the outside. And with the outside, if you remember, we've got our little sentiment going on, and a snowflake would be cute too, wouldn't it? And I also have some fun kind of Christmassy sequins, reds, and the snowflakes and all that fun stuff. Let me pull one more. We also have the option to add the black bow we had talked about adding on the last one, and I'm kind of liking that. The other card, I felt like the card was too busy. This one, guess what? I am liking the fact that I'm looking for my minis. All right, can't find my minis. That's okay. I may cut these in half, you guys. Whoa, Nelly. Let me get my dimensionals. I'm going to cut them in half just to stretch the life and the life of the dimensionals. And because this little guy is small, I don't need a whole heck of a lot. Let me do one more because I want to put one in the center because we can. All right, so let's adhere this one down. Our dimensional, not our dimensional, apologize. The pre-cut decorative print paper for the outside of our card. And just eyeball it so you've got about the same amount of margins on each side. Now I'm going to take the cellophane off of our sentiment. And now you'll see, because we added the edges to the sentiment, to the little thingy, that see how it just pops so beautifully on our card. I felt like that was a little crooked. And now I got my bow. How you tie a bow? Give yourself enough of a tail. Make 2 loops, give yourself enough space in the middle. The loop in your right hand crosses over the top of the loop in your left hand. It goes around the back and comes up through the hole. Give it a pull. Now that is the wonkiest, least cute bow in the history of the world. So here's how we fix it. Lightly hold the knot. You're going to slowly pull on both the tails and then give the knot a pull. To get it, that still looks a little long, so I'm going to give it a little tug. And just keep playing with the tails till your bow is exactly the way you want it. And then just cut off your tails. Do I have that going to the inside or outside? Inside. And then I'm going to get a glue dot and adhere him right there. Why it's a him is beyond me. Maybe because I'm a her, it's a him. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Your hims could be hers, your hers could be hims. Bottom line, it's a bow. All right, I did use a glue dot because glue dots are so stinking strong. They're excellent for fabric, something that may not hold as beautifully as paper. In this case, the bow, the fabric bow. And I think, let's see how some of our sequins look. Even though it's white, I think it's, for me, I feel like it's kind of cute there. Cute. And I think, for me, I keep saying I think, for me, I am finished decorating the front. I'm very happy with that because I really want the inside of the card to be the focus. So just a very simple outside. We've got our beautiful mechanism on the inside. Your base is already decorated, your insert. So now let's go to decorating the actual mechanism. So this is, we're on step, let me look. 7 or 8. I have plumb lost count, but that's okay. Leave a comment if you know what count I'm on. But the main thing is I wanted to break it up into steps for you so you don't feel overwhelmed because there's a lot of bells and whistles to this particular card, to the mechanism, to the decorating. But if you're following along and going step by step, you can see it's very user-friendly if you go one step at a time and don't look at it all at once and get overwhelmed, which is easy to do. Okay, I am going to adhere these heifers together. I did a garden green for one of my wreaths, all the same dye. I see a little hole. There we go. Then I used a lighter green. And then this is actually a print. So I may actually go like this. So because we're going to glue it to the mechanism, this part, we can just glue the bottoms together. And then we're going to do, there I go. And then I'll glue them to the base and it'll give it a little more strength as well. This is, because they're wreaths and they're so delicate, it's a little bit tedious as far as the gluing and adhering it down on our mechanism, but it's worth it for the beauty. It's just, but if you want to use something like the little girl that we used in the previous pop-up, she'd be darling on this particular pop-up card as well. I'm just adding a little extra glue because we can. So I want to eyeball this. I think I'm going to put it right there because I'm going to then add my reindeer. Yep, love it. Okay, so let me add some glue. Right there. Yeah. I just kind of eyeballed. I held it in place on the mechanism to see how high up to add the glue. Because you can see, you're probably guessing already, we can get it too high because we want these beauties to stand up versus get glued down flat. Now careful too, because this particular one, they're so delicate, the glue will stick to your fingers. And that may take a little bit of it to dry. Let me see if I need any more up there. Just add a little more glue if you feel the need. And I did. Put some on that. I feel like having them glued together and glued to the base, it gives them a little more strength. I think that, yeah, that I just needed to hold down. This would look a lot less complicated if I hadn't used a wreath, but ooh, it's pretty. Now, this paper, let me see if there's a back of that. This I fussy cut. I just literally cut him out, fussy cut him, this little deer. So I'm going to put him down. And I debated about doing 2, and I may do 2. I kind of thought it'd look cute just to have 2 like that. Let me see if I like the 1. The 1's not bad either, you guys. I'm going to do 2. What? I know. All right, so let me put a little dabble, do ya, on this guy. I want to glue him together to this guy. It's just when you glue decorations, embellishments like this together, in my humble opinion, it just makes it a little easier to handle. Now you're just holding 1 instead of holding 2. So for my little fingers, it just, and I'm going to put them a little off askew from, I'm not going to center them on my wreath. And I'm going to just glue the little guy's legs. If the glue went too high, it would not be good because, like we talked about, there I go. Trying to decide if I need more. It's not bad. I'm still going to do it. What? I know. I quit talking when I'm thinking. Isn't that funny? Okay, now I can pop that back up. Actually, it needs a little more pressing. But you can see, we can decorate it flat, pop it up. It's coming along. I did punch out some leaves. I can add some leaves to my holly if we want. It's kind of overkill, but it might be stinking cute. I'm going to at least do 1 so we can look at it. Oh my goodness, I think I love it. So bear with me because I'm going to add more because I really love it. I guess, did that stick to my hand or fall? It fell. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Don't do that. There we go. And let's put at least 1 more. And then guess what, gang? We are done with our 1230 card. I'm going to put it here and add like, I'm going to add 2 more once we're off camera. But your card is closed. It's lovely, but it opens. What? So let me hold it this way. It's this one card. Get everything off. And then I'm going to open it kind of wonky so you can see. Now let me show you from the side. So there's our mechanism. Here's our decoration. It closes beautifully. It's going to fit in an envelope, yet it opens up, and it's got the three-dimensional. And look how much space, and look at the little shadow it casts. So again, you can make a Christmas card. You can make a fall card. This particular technique would be great all year long, because visualize this in funky, fun, multicolors for birthdays. Too cute, too fun. So I hope you enjoyed this pop-up card. I hope you will make it, and I hope you will post it for me, because that's the reason for, there I go, for these videos, is to teach you something, give you something fun to make for yourself. So share it with me. Let me know you've made it. Post some pictures. Let me get my card again, and I'll hold it up for you. Ta-da! And be sure to subscribe to Dee Dee Creates Crafts, Dawn Davis YouTube channel, and hit the like button if you liked this video. Guess what? We're going to make another card to celebrate World Card Making Day. I will be back. It's 12:30. We started at 12:30. I will be back at 1:30. So take your potty break, get a snack, get your cardstock ready, and I will come back to you at 1:30. All right, you guys, have a good little break.